you gotta do it vertical, bro.
I want to do it horizontal.
This lighting low-key sucks for you.
Or this is fine, bro.
You gotta do it vertical because it's phone.
I know, but like
That's how it is, bro.
I know, but from an orientation off.
You gotta clean your back camera, man. That back camera.
Oh my gosh, why does it? All right,
Because
whatever.
it's a phone video. Ooh, oh, that's bright. I feel like dark is better.
Yeah, it's better, in my opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is like 1 a.m. I don't know how much. We'll see if this video gets put out anywhere. But we are starting a live stream, talking a little bit about philosophy,
religion, like.
It's my boy Rodney.
I'm looking so top right now,
Don't
bro.
worry about looking, bro. Don't worry about
You
looking.
look so handsome, though, bro.
Stop, bro. This is what my mom. You know what my mom told me?
What?
She's like, "Are your friends gay?" Because of the way they compliment you, I'm like,
Hey, bro, a real homie gonna compliment
Exactly.
you. However he feels like it,
bro.
He gonna take your weakness and put it as your strength.
No homo. No
Full
Diddy.
homo.
No,
Full
no.
Diddy.
This is not. I don't think
You getting back shots right after this thing.
Bro, you know what this is? You know when people watch? You know how many? You know what type?
Don't even matter, bro. Don't even matter, bro.
So, for one, this isn't my usual stream because most of the time I'm playing Helldivers. Either with this guy or with my other friends or random people that pop through the stream. Obviously, no one is in the stream right now. But what it comes down to is that right now, you know, my power's out because Florida's having some crazy storms, dude. Like, 1 minute you're fine, and then you're driving. The next minute you know, you get smacked with the craziest, like, tropical storm. Florida is going crazy with the weather right now. So, but today, we were watching this YouTube video, which Rodney was putting me on some, which, what is it? What's his name? Taekwondo. And it's this guy in the back who, like, essentially, actually I could just flip my camera. You show him. And basically, like, this video, do you know who you truly are, your purpose, your identity? And so it's starting to, like, bro, the thunder is crazy outside real quick.
It's crazy outside, bro.
The video is like breaking down how we have this concept of when you grow up with something. Ray J, Mr. Chicken Nuggets, Liam, what's good? What's up? My name is Jeff. Yo, what's poppin', bro?
Chilling, bro.
21 people? Am I tripping? Dude.
That's fire.
Am I tripping? Yo, guys, what's good?
Fire,
all right, so the concept of the video is like, you look at this and you see, let's say you grew up with one thing and one thing only. I don't believe it's my fault that I let a shark into my house and I ate my kid's whale. On the plus side, and at least I don't have to pay child. Yo, he tweaking, bro. He's the gritty? Bro. Who? Okay,
Bro,
so.
He was playing.
Yeah, bro, we're going in right now. What are you talking about? So the concept of this is you literally, you grow up with something, right? And all your life you think of this as like one thing, right? And then you just like walk up in there. Let's scoot over real quick. Just walk up in there, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like go up in that, go up in the reality of things. Really, what is it that you're looking into in life? So the whole thing is like you grow up with the perspective that you've only seen because you've been told about it, right? And the concept of this picture, would you like to explain?
I got you, bro. I got you.
All right, he's gonna break it down real quick.
That boy looking trying to raise me up in the screen. All right, look. So basically, in the bottom left, there's people sitting against the wall.
The bottom left, right
They're
here.
looking at shadows on the wall, right? And to them, those shadows are their whole reality, right? Like they're thinking like that vase on the wall is a real vase, not a shadow, because that's all they've ever seen, because they were born looking at that vase. So they think that that vase is reality, right? And then you move to the right, and then you see those people pointing the shadows on the wall, right? And in this allegory, those people are like mentors or like your parents telling you things that you grew up on and you never question them, right? So you're the person sitting on the wall looking at the shadow, right? And then your dad or like your mom or your teachers, right, are are telling you these things that you would never question, right? And you're like, I just believe this because that's what I
want to
grew
let
up
you know
on.
we went from 21 to 1 really quick.
That's the true viewer right there. Don't even, hey.
That's a true
viewer right there,
true
bro.
viewer.
That's my goat.
That's the
right?
goat, bro.
But basically, bro, look. So they're viewing the shadows on the wall as their whole reality.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you, as another person, tell them those are just shadows on the wall, they will look at you crazy.
And they won't believe you.
They will not believe you because they've been born into something that they just believe so hard. Like
if I told you your whole life that when it thunders, I tell you God is bowling, and that's the only thing you thought of every time it rained. You didn't think of like, yo, it's actually raining because this is going on with the weather outside.
What are you saying? They call me a D1 fence jumper because I can never run away from the cops later.
Faster.
I can't.
You still have you have glasses,
bro. It's like right on the crack of your phone. I can't pause.
My phone gonna crack.
Pause.
My phone is cracked up.
Right, bro. But as I was saying, like when you tell a person something different from what they were born into, like they will look at you crazy and defend their point because that's what they were born into, right? Mm-hmm. And what you call that is the first level of mental complexity, bro.
Huh?
First level of mental complexity.
Okay.
Basically, to put it in simpler terms, you're driving a car with a GPS on, right? Mm-hmm. But your dad is putting the destination on the GPS and you're letting him control where you go, right? That's the first level. You're listening to what your parents say and you just believe them like blindly. You never question anything, right? And if somebody tells you you're going the wrong way, you're like, nah, the GPS says I'm right. Because my dad said I was right. Like that's what my dad said. He's always right. So basically, the second level, right, is you're questioning these things that your dad is saying. You're like, I don't understand. Like, why does this make sense, right? You're not fully to the truth yet. You're like, I'm questioning. Like, I'm seeing a little bit of the falsehood, right? So then you're like, I'm driving the car, right? But I'm still following the GPS. Like, I'm still following the route it's giving me, right? So at that point, you yourself are like, I understand that what I'm perceiving is incorrect, but there's only one direction I can go, right? The third level, the best way I could put it is you're driving a car with no GPS, no person to tell you where to go, and you're just driving wherever you want and figuring it out by yourself.
Yeah, but like Avery just said, like, since we're talking about driving, mentioned that her favorite or their favorite hobby, male or female, I don't even know, consists of jumping in front of vehicles and suing the driver, bro. That is insane, bro. That's
a W money scam.
That is a W money scam,
right?
You just jaywalking.
They got no dash cam. They're cooked.
Exactly. They are cooked. They actually are.
They're cooked, bro.
You ever seen this, like the one Indian dude with the like dash cam, and he drives into and like he's maybe going like he was going by kilometers instead of miles. So let's say he was going 20 miles the speed limit on the road, and the kid jumped in front of the street, and his car's on both sides of the parking lot or the drive street, right?
Right.
And they're parked on the curb, so you can't see the people coming from the sidewalk because it's blocking the field of view.
Right.
Kid comes in the front, boom,
hits the kid,
takes it to court. Court sees the camera footage while they were trying to fight it and say, oh, he hit us going this fast.
Right.
But it has a dash cam of what happened, how quick it went, how fast the car was going.
Right.
Won his case.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't his fault. It was an accident, literally an accident.
Right. That's why you gotta choose the right ones, bro. You gotta you gotta choose the black people.
Huh?
What?
Where are we going with this?
I'm saying like I've never seen like a colored man really have a dash cam on his car that I've ever been in. I think
that's a valid point, but like
I've never seen that. So I think mostly black people get scammed on.
Okay.
It's the system trying to put them down.
The system do be trying to put
like
them
they
down.
can't do nothing about that, bro.
Dude, you know what's crazy though?
What?
Like chicken butt. That's what.
Alright.
So like, what's the concept of the video? So we got the whole thing of like the perspective being switched because if you look right, what he was saying, these people down here only believe what they're seeing because that's all they've known. But there are people trying to seek the truth and they actually go outside and see the real birds, the real trees, the real things. Oh, he's locking in. Ooh, he took the shirt off.
Look.
Hold on.
This right here?
He's getting philosophical.
This right here.
Oh, hold on, yeah.
These people right here are you.
Okay,
right?
that's you guys right there, right? That's
this
you guys.
Shadow, right?
The shadow.
is your reality. Is
That's
your,
your reality.
For example, is your belief in Christianity because you just were raised on Christianity, not because
Right.
you actually did your own research and believed it because of different evidences and things like that, right?
And this is only for example. This isn't like
Right.
accusations.
This right here are your mentors, parents, teachers, guardians, all that, right? And they're telling you your life experiences, and from their life experiences, you're watching the shadows on the wall, right? Because they're the ones casting the shadow. You're like, oh, this is real because they told me it's real, right? We move up here. These three people are also you. But this is you when you start questioning the truth, your truth. You're like, why is God real? Why is this and that real, right? You're like, I don't know why. I need to know why. Like, I can't just blindly believe something, right? So that's why the first guy is climbing up, the second guy's climbing up, and the third guy, when he reaches the surface, he's covering his eyes. Because if you are looking at a shadow your whole life, like what happens when you like have the lights off and then like you just turn the lights on, your eyes hurt because they can't handle the light the same way that like if you're fake.
Bro, I thought the same thing.
If you're like looking at a fake truth, you can't handle the real truth. Mm-hmm. So you have to slowly. There's a poem, not poem, but like a not allegory, bro. What's the word?
Hyperbole is when something's highly exaggerated.
Right.
Bro said he looks like he's looking at some caveman drawings. The moment motherfuckers realize that their life was a lie.
Look. But basically, there's a saying where in this scenario, when you're this person, you can't walk outside that cave and look at the sun, right? Mm-hmm. Because it'll hurt your eyes, right? Because you're looking at a shadow. Mm-hmm. But it's to the point where you can't even look at the moon, right? Because it's so bright. It's still so bright. Mm-hmm. So what they do is there's a saying where you have to look at a puddle of the reflection of the moon to start off.
Avery just basically said they're dyslexic, like they don't know how to spell. So like, I feel you too, bro. I be feeling
that, bro. So what I was saying is like the truth.
Me too, though.
The truth when you're in such falsehood your whole life and you try to seek the truth, you have to slowly build yourself up to it, right? Because if you look at the sun directly after being in complete darkness, you'll go blind, right? So what happens is you have to slowly work your way up to the truth. So you go from, like, for example, why is God real, right? You start questioning it, and then you're like, I don't know if God is real, right? And then you're like, I did my own research, so now I can look up and decide, and like, this is the real truth. After my research, God is real, not because my parents said so, but because I decided as a person and of all these different evidences that God is real. So now I can look directly at the sun or at the moon and not be blinded by the truth, because now I've slowly built my foundation to the point where I can handle the truth, right? So it's the same way that if you never drove a car and you've never been to anywhere except your house, you need a GPS to go everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. But if you slowly start driving to the street and like, making trips back and forth, you're building that foundation of trust where you're like, I know where I'm going, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you gain enough confidence to be like, I can just drive without GPS, that's what the third level is, where it's like, you have enough confidence in yourself and enough clarity and open-mindedness to know that you don't know where you're going, but you know you can handle it. You know you can drive on the street and take a turn without knowing where it ends, but still be fine.
Bro, Avery was like, and they say curiosity is what killed the cat. And then look what they said after.
Imagine the people believe in the cave the sun is God. That's what I'm saying, bro. They believe that bird could be God, but they would never know that the bird is just a bird.
They would never know the bird is just a bird because all they know is that.
Like, it gets so deep. Like sometimes
it does.
Like it makes you question things like, what are taxes?
What are taxes?
Why do I need to pay taxes?
The government wants our money. That's right. What it is.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, real quick. We literally had two shots of coffee. 2 shots of not just any coffee. Cuban coffee. What you know about that Cuban coffee? It's fire, so bro. Dark that you can put a flashlight to it and still not see The bottom of the cup.
That's fire.
Imagine the people in the cave. All right, I already read that. Yeah, I'm tweaking. So
Avery locked in, bro.
Avery locked in. D1 supporter. So we just kind of wanted to pop on and talk a little bit about this whole perspective thing. And because I'm off of this coffee, I'm like, let's talk a little bit. Let's stream a little bit. Let's do a little yapping. I don't. That's okay.
Right, bro.
But you know, go ahead.
What do you think is something that you've never questioned?
Oh,
Think about that.
that's a
bro.
good question.
What is something you've never questioned that you were just born on?
Chat, what is something y'all never like? It's a really deep question. The way I would discover something is by discovering shit out of boredom. To be honest, you ever just sit
That's
down?
basically what happens, bro.
I know, like you ever just sit down and you start thinking like, what is Moist Critical talking about? You ever just watch
He
Moist
yapping.
Critical? He does, yeah.
You're not talking about
But
nothing.
he starts talking about like the chocolate starfish out of nowhere. Like he's just like, we were literally sitting. No, he doesn't sound like that. Guys, today we are analyzing Twitch's newest platform. As we see, I can't, bro. Damn, you're sure that's coffee, dude? I'm telling you, it's coffee. It's just Colombian coffee, Cuban coffee. Excuse me.
If you ever disrespect me like that
I'm
again,
so
I promise you,
sorry.
I will lift you up with your chair and throw you out the window.
It slipped.
Tragic, bro. Tragic.
Slipped. I didn't mean it.
It's
That's
okay.
what they would want to watch is us throwing down, bro. So the other topic, you said, what is something that I
You have never
questioned, but I've done like my whole life.
Yeah, like you just like were like I've always believed in this, but I've never questioned why.
Chat, what is something that you've never questioned but always done? Is that the same way you said it?
Yeah, it's the
Alright.
same thing, bro.
What is something you've always questioned, you've never questioned about yourself? I question that if Adam and Eve are the first two people on the planet, then does that mean we're all brothers and sisters? I mean, technically
Yeah,
speaking,
bro.
we are.
We are.
It doesn't matter the background, the color, the ethnicity. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like, for me, I can talk to anybody and everybody. It don't matter what country they came from. It doesn't matter if they came from, like, Narnia. Or technically, we all share the same blood.
I mean, bro, even in scientific terms, I've seen a video where it said that if you break it down into your ancestry, every single person comes from 13 people.
You know, my family tree is so huge, like, I don't even know half of my dad's side until my grandmother passed.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's like, it's insane. I was like, dude, I didn't even know I had this many cousins. I didn't know I had this many
Bro, I have like
uncles.
15 cousins and aunts, bro. It's crazy.
My uncles, brothers, sisters, grandpa's dog's goldfish actually like had a ceremony the other day because the cat washed the dishes, but the dish didn't fold. So I had to go do the laundry, right? I'm gonna stop. So as I was
forgot
saying,
when you walked your umbrella because it was sunny outside, but you were upside down walking on the roof.
he said, he said, if
What?
we're all brothers and sisters, and now then why am I asleep?
Why was I a
Why was
slave?
I asleep? Bro, hear me out. There are people in this world.
You gotta think of
You watch One Piece?
I did.
You
bro.
know the celestial dragons, right? Those are the people that are like they're higher up. They
I
have
know.
there's a hierarchy
But
of power.
You gotta
right?
put it in the perspective of like real life, like why they did it, bro. When
It's like the most sinister.
it
most
comes down to
bad-
one thing, bro. It's just greed, bro.
Mhm.
Which is again a sin, bro. So at the same time, it all just comes down to the point where it's like if I break it down to its basic necessities of why was slavery a thing, bro, it just comes down to people wanted money and they didn't want to work or pay people for the work they were doing, right?
So like, what if I came from Bikini Bottom?
If you came from Bikini Bottom, bro, you still getting enslaved, bro, because I'm trying to get my money up.
Wait, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how they thought.
See, that's what it is. Like
But
people.
also, like, they had a sense of pride. So it was a mix of greed and pride. They had pride of them being white.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pride of
at the
color?
time, like, in America, like, they had a pride of being white.
Mhm.
And if you were not white, in our view, you were less than us because our pride tells us that we are better than you.
Mhm.
And at the same time, since we are better than you, we can use our greed to use you to make more money for us, right?
That's
So,
what it literally comes down to.
That's what I'm saying,
Is
bro.
breaking that whole thing.
But what happened was, bro, somebody was born and was like, is this right?
Mhm.
And it comes down to the mental complexity. You're like, I was born that I was white, so I'm better than this black person. right? And that person was like, why? If like, you know, like they started searching the truth. They're like, why am I better? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. We're both human, right? And then at that point they were like, I don't think I am. Like this doesn't make any sense. So like, they're telling me something, but I'm seeing something else, right? And at that point, it comes back to the cave thing, where it's like your parents are telling you one thing, but you're seeing something else.
Wait, if people in the Bible were barely or able to live for hundreds of years, then how come we can barely make it past 100?
I'll tell you right now.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
You know why? No, you got it.
I from what my recollection of what I read in the Bible was like Adam and Eve, right? Eve ate the apple. They made a family out, right? They had a bunch of kids, laying them out, very fruitful, right? Those kids had kids. Those kids had bigger families. Those family trees broke apart as those years came apart. Like they started off being God's creation, and what I remember is like because of the fruit they ate, there was something about they were able to live for a very long time. I mean, like hundreds of years, but over time. I don't remember why. You can like back me up.
Let me just tell you one thing.
Go ahead.
What is sin? What is the price of sin, bro?
The price of sin.
If you sin, what is supposed to happen?
You're supposed to go to hell, right?
Which means you're supposed to what?
Like basically like die.
You're supposed to die. Right. So if you sin, you're supposed to die, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what it was before Adam and Eve ate that apple, they could live forever,
right?
Because of the fact that they never sinned, bro. And because they never sinned, they never had to die. Right? So if they never ate that apple,
they could have lived forever.
We literally could have lived forever like Jesus. Right? Like Jesus could have lived forever because he never sinned. And because you never sinned, you never need to pay the price for sinning, which is dying. So you never needed to die because you never sinned. Right? So basically it comes down to this. Why they were able to live for hundreds of years? Because of the fact that back then, when God was so involved with the world that he would come down and talk to people, those people were not sinning like we are. They sinned so much less than like, for example, bro, like back then, like they didn't have no pornography. They didn't have no money. They didn't have nothing, right? They just had the word of God. And it's like either I disobey what he's saying or I follow what he says, right?
Or they're like, I'll trade you 30 goats if you give me 15 pieces of
right,
meat.
Bro. But no, not even then, bro. That's way later on. But back then, it was like, I'm just trying to live. Right? And it's either I live the way God is telling me or I don't, right? And the moment they decided that they wanted to sin, which is living the way that God did not tell them to, they had a lifespan. They had to die for that, right? And the more that they sinned, the faster they died. It's the same example of if I do drugs all the time, if I'm doing cocaine, meth, fentanyl all the time, I'm going to die way faster than a normal person. Why? Because I'm addicted, and that addiction is greed. It's like what's the word? Gluttony. I'm hungering for all these addictions, these things that make me feel good. It's pleasure, it's lustful, right? And it's all these sins that combine that leads you to dying, right? So the reason that they were able to live more is because they sinned way less than we do today. Meaning that a normal person sins so much today that they're capped at 100 years on average, right? But back then, Adam and Eve lived for like 1,200 years. Because they barely sinned, right? So
I wonder how old they looked at 1,200, like on some Kai from Dragon Ball that's like aging, or Goku is aging, but he's like aging. He's like 300 years old,
right?
And he still looks like he's 40 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would be slower. Like their ages would look the same, right? But at the same time, bro, to answer the question, they lived longer than us because they sinned less than us. That's why. They sinned less than the average person today, and that's why they got to live longer. That's basically what it is. Any more questions? Nah, that's good, okay? But basically, you got any questions, bro? Like this, okay, let me put it into example for you, bro. If Adam and Eve, before they ate the apple, came down instead of Jesus, they could have been that sacrifice on the cross.
But without Jesus, they wouldn't have had this whole thing happen in the first place, because Jesus made them, or God made them.
That's what I'm saying.
God made them,
and then they
Adam took his rib, made Eve.
Well,
God made the apple because the serpent was like, if you eat that apple,
you'll be greater than God.
Yeah, you'll be greater than God. You'll have.
God doesn't want you to eat the apple because He doesn't want you to be more powerful than Him.
I don't even think it was about more power.
It was, bro. It was like God.
No, right? But it wasn't like they were gonna receive more power. They literally lost their life, lost what they had, their lifespan, their relationship with God.
But you know what they gained? They gained the idea of them thinking of what was good and what was bad for themselves instead of relying on God and being like, God would be like, that starfish right there is bad. Don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
But now after they ate the apple, they'll be like, is it really bad? I'm going to decide for myself if it's bad or not.
They had the free will.
They not free will.
They still had free will.
No, they had free will the whole time. But the thing was that they were deciding, like they were following God's words.
They got too curious. Like Avery mentioned, they got too curious.
That's what I'm saying.
And they had to bite the bullet for it. What did you say actually? Avery said, they say curiosity is what killed the cat. Yeah, basically that's what happened. Bro, the fact that it started off with 21 people, went from 0 to 21 and then spiked out.
Bro, we chilling, bro. Like,
Can't believe that.
but do you have any more questions, bro?
What about this video can we break down in this chat? Because honestly, what I was thinking about talking about was also mentioning some of my stuff going on and some of my ideas when it comes to like the YouTube.
Talk about it, bro.
So like, essentially, I would put this out as an actual video, but I was going to enlist and join the Marines. Are we really staying here until 3 in the morning?
Yeah.
After all that caffeine, I don't think I'm gonna go to sleep.
Whatever time you want to go to sleep, bro. I don't
I'm
care.
chilling. I can't sleep right now. That literally, the coffee has me wired. Like, with a capital W. And the W's like that. So, literally for me, like, I wanted to talk a little bit more, on the side note, away from like the whole concept of the whole like,
Philosophical.
the philosophical stuff. I wanted to like give a little rant, talk a little bit about some things. Personally for me, I wanted to introduce the concepts of how I'm joining the military, qualified, well, getting qualified. I have to get some waivers, but bro, the horror stories of MEPS. Y'all ever heard of the peanut butter pop? Peanut butter shot? Peanut butter. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about, like that.
Trying to get freaky on screen.
Bro, it's literally a Diddy party at MEPS. I'm sorry, bro. It's a Diddy party at MEPS. When you get your physical, bro, the physical is a Diddy party, bro. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about that though. The whole thing I wanted to start about, obviously, I'm considering joining the military. It's been a thought for me for the last like 2 years. I've talked about it in other streams, but I'm not officially. Bro, why is the message held for review? Let my people speak. Adam probably wanted to cover up after eating from the fruit. Show it. From eating from the fruit after he realized how small his. Oh my gosh.
That's tragic, bro.
Bro, you know, honestly, when they had that realization of like, oh, I'm naked. Oh my gosh, like I'm naked right now and everything's out. Probably that could have been a thought. Bro, sitting there like, yo, what's going on?
Right. What did God say though after you saw him covered up?
Why are you hiding? Like, why do you feel the need to hide your body?
He was like, "Who told you that?"
Yeah.
He said, "Who told you that being naked is bad?"
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "I thought it was bad."
You ever seen the reality TV show where people like go out and survive for like 60 days, but they're butt ass naked?
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go to my girlfriend's house, as of recently, her dad is putting that on the TV.
Like Survival Island?
Yeah, like something like that.
I mean,
and they've been hosting that for like 10 years.
I look and kill
10
that.
plus?
I cook on that, bro.
I would not want my body, as I am now, to be put on a screen, butt booty naked. Until I look like a Greek god, until I look right, bro, I am not built to go up on a TV to look naked, bro. I'm just not.
Bro, at that point, you just gotta have enough confidence in yourself.
I can be confident and do it. I already had to go to MEPS, literally butt naked.
Yeah.
When I had to go to the physical, they're like, yo, pull down your pants. They had to check the gondolas, right? They had to check the huevos. They said turn around and spread them, bro. They got to check everything from the front, back, head to toe. Yeah. Coffee off the dark web.
Tragic.
But so, like, on the topic of MEPS, bro, it was a Diddy party. Trying to, like, go to the recruiter's office took me a minute, bro. But I went to every single branch. I did not want to go into the Marines. I did not want to go into the Army or the Navy. Air Force was my first option because I want to do firefighting. Because they have the closest job to firefighting. But my AFQT, you take the ASVAB. The ASVAB is the entry test to get into the military to see what jobs you can get, essentially, right? After you take that test, there's 9 sections. The first 4 is like your math, reading, writing, science, and that is going to calculate the AFQT score on the ASVAB. And I know this sounds confusing, but you take the test, those 4 sections, that gives you a score from like 0 to 100. And it's not a score percentage, it's a number to represent what jobs you can qualify into, right? And then after that, there's like the other 5 sections is your mechanical, electrical, other BS, right? That is something for line scores. Line scores shows you what jobs you're good at and what you can do in those career fields, and it kind of opens up the horizon of what you can actually get into, right? After you take that test, you can go to the recruiter's office, talk to the recruiter, hey, let's go set this up. You go to MEPS. You could either have taken it during high school or take it at the MEPS. Bro, MEPS is basically where you go to get qualified. I got my paperwork done. I go there. Naked and Afraid, bro. Naked and Afraid. Love that show. Oh, that's what it's called. Naked and Afraid. So, I wonder if this chat is delayed, bro.
Bro, 100% like 30 seconds delayed, bro.
Probably.
We
So
said a
then,
minute ago.
chat filter. All messages. Like, I want to see every single message. There's no community moderation I need, ever. I'm chilling. I want my people to talk, bro.
Facts.
I want everybody to speak. Exactly. I don't care. I'll listen to it, see what's up. So, like, I end up getting all this paperwork signed up. I go to the Marines because I don't qualify. I don't qualify for the Air Force's firefighting, which you need like a 67, but I qualified with a 45 on my test. Wet hipster! Oh, my boy. Yo, what's good?
Bro, what's up with these messages, bro?
Liam's in here too? Bro, what's up? Bro,
Fire.
why do I got, bro? The fact that they're like, yo, bro, guess who's streaming? Jaden's streaming. We gotta pop on.
That's fire.
I know that they gonna pop on, bro. That's so
fire,
funny.
bro.
I'm not built for that either. I couldn't be barefoot. I'm too ticklish to... What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What? I think she's talking about...
Bro, what?
Actually, I think she's talking about the island. She's talking about, I can't be barefoot. I'll be getting ticklish on my feet on the island.
Yeah, probably.
It'd be a crazy tickle fest, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Don't look at me while you say that like that, bro. That's so weird.
Hey, man. You know what's up. You know
Different
what's up,
Liam, bro. Oh, heard.
Damn, bro.
Bro, so like, I end up going to the match, right? The first day I go, they're already like, yo, oh my gosh, bro. They were pissing me off, but that's the whole thing. You go there, and their job is to disqualify you. That is the whole purpose when you go there, is to get qualified, right? So you have your paperwork, you have your social and your ID with you, right? That's the only thing you really need is whatever you need to bring with you. I had a backpack with clothes and something else like my chargers, etc., right? Never could be on shows like Naked and Afraid, especially knowing I have to be barefoot. I'm way too ticklish for all that walking, bro. Your feet would come back calloused. I'm telling you right now, your feet would be calloused.
Nah.
Yes.
For 60 days?
Over. If you did that for like 2-3 months, your feet aren't gonna be as soft as you went in.
Definitely not. But
Like when you work out, your hands start to get a little calloused. I'm not saying your feet are gonna be so built to the point where you're gonna have like something crazy going on, but my whole concept was basically just talking about MEPS. So I get to the recruiter's office, they drove me up. After I get there, I take my bag off, I go through a little like Scantron thing. They make sure you don't have anything like drugs or anything like a weapon in your bag, obviously, because you're not allowed to bring that. You're not an officer, you're not a state trooper. You're not legally supposed to have one. Pronouns, just so I don't misgender anybody. Yeah, bro, like, my pronouns are...
nigga.
My pronouns are like, who's gonna / carry the boats. You can't forget the carry the boats part, and you can't forget the who's
Are
gonna.
you really gonna carry them boats, though?
I'm not going in the Navy, but like probably in the Marines they might have me doing something else. I'm gonna carry the ruck buckets, bro. I'm gonna
They
carry
gonna make you swim through that
ammo
swamp, bro.
cans. I'm gonna be carrying the freaking, bro. I don't know. I'm carrying a lot of stuff. The guns, like, oh my gosh,
You
they're
gonna
gonna
have
put me
like
through it.
you gonna have like 70 kgs on you, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna be freaking
About.
Yeah, I'm being
You
carried.
got,
Especially on the runs.
you got full ammo. You
Full
got
ammo
you got
packs.
a weighted chest.
Big old backpack, weighted vest, yeah.
You got, well, not weighted. You got a.
The backpack's heavy alone, bro.
You
got
gotta
so much
realize,
stuff.
bro, that
Your
vest
water
you're wearing-
canteen.
What's it called, bro? Not Cadillac. It's
Cadillac's a car.
What's it called, bro?
What are we talking
Carbonated? Like what the vest is made out of. It starts with a C. Cadillac, carbonated, concentrated. No, it's like, what's the word, bro? It's
Are
almost
you
on my
talking
tongue.
about
The vest? Like what it's made out of? The bulletproof vest. What's it made out of?
I don't know.
It starts with a C, bro. I know that. It's like right on
What
the
do
tip
y'all-
of my tongue.
But mine is slash it was.
I don't even understand that.
I don't understand it either. It was. Yo, what's up, it?
What?
Bro, I don't get that. I don't get that.
And man, I when I'm in my sleep, you definitely know. I'll just say that. What?
What? Yo, what?
What, man? When I'm in my sleep, you definitely know. I'll just say that.
Carbon fiber?
Nah.
No.
Nah, not carbon
don't
fiber,
know.
bro.
I don't know.
I gotta switch it up now because I'm getting angry.
You look it up. I'm gonna try to yap about this stuff. So then, bruh, Liam just sit on my chair.
You're a chair?
So like he likes to be sat on.
Oh, that's fire.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm tweaking. All right. So I go to MEPS though. I get my paperwork in, right? I get through the front, and they're like, bro, my bad. It was everything I've said so far was a joke. Bro, you're chilling, bro.
I'm gonna kiss you, bro.
Yo. So like, I get into the front office. I have my paperwork, my ID, and my social, right? I go to the front.
Kevlar.
Kevlar, bro.
Kevlar.
Kevlar. I would have never guessed that. I didn't even know that's what it was.
I thought it was a K.
Bro, what? I never would have
A
known.
Kevlar.
You said it
bulletproof
started with a
vest.
C.
I thought it did start with a C, but
Oh.
it's K. It's Kevlar.
Okay, so I get to the front office and I get in line, and this is a long line, bro. Just for me to get to the front, I hand the man my papers. I put my ID and my social on the table. He picks it up and he sounds like a gay Morgan Freeman. Really soft tone voice. My bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I passed like a little gas. I'm gonna like scoot over here. But like,
Bro, I've been farting the whole time,
really?
bro. Yes,
I was
bro.
gonna push you over, but I guess it don't matter.
You straight, bro.
Excuse me. Anyway, so like,
It's that coffee, bro.
yeah, bro. Low key, it smells
I told-
so bad.
I told you, bro.
Bro, I'm
I
so
said,
sorry.
I told you, bro.
I'm sorry that man.
I don't even smell anything.
All right, good.
You
So
straight.
then he gives it back to me, and he's like, "This is how you pass papers. This is how you pass papers and ID to somebody." He sounded like that one, the white guy in Family Guy, and he's like,
Peter?
"No, not Peter, the
Black
old man.
The gay old man.
Yes, the one that's always trying
Peter's
to touch
dad.
up on Chris, bro.
Peter.
No, he has like a whistle to it.
I don't know.
I can't
bro.
even do it.
I ain't that old.
Me about everything that I'm chilling. So like, literally, bro, he gets me so heated, but I'm obviously having to keep my composure because their goal is to disqualify you. Bro, I didn't even know how. No, because I was too.
Bro,
but
I didn't even know because I was too, but then I didn't realize that advice. These
Advice about what? The military? Advice about
Right? Like I don't know what he's talking
advice about the whole concept about God earlier that we were going about?
the philosophy,
the philosophy stuff?
or the
Advice
mental
to
complexity.
the Mexican, yeah, like what are we talking
Like,
about? Like a couple different
lifespan,
topics.
death,
We
how-
talked
how
the
Adam-
coffee, the gas I was passing. Like what? We got a
Adam
lot.
and Eve.
Like there's so much to talk about, bro.
Oh,
okay.
Tragic.
Tragic for real. I don't even
Bro,
know.
I'm saying, bro. We can talk, bro. It's nothing crazy.
But like, so what I was trying to get at though is like, bro, you go in there. He had me go back in line after he handed me the paper. So I wait in line again, and then as I'm waiting, it takes like forever. I meant you hear.
I meant you'd hear my 17-year-old ass snoring out like a girl, like a light. What?
Like a.
Snoring out like a light log.
I never hear.
I
this
feel like
snore,
I'm reading like a grandpa, bro. I feel like my
You gotta sit here and squint like, yo, what did he say?
What does that say?
What does it say?
tragic, bro.
So then, like, I get back in line, I go back, and I'm all the way in the front again. I get there. He's like, so what are you here for? And I'm like, I'm supposed to be testing today. I don't remember what I was supposed to test. My recruiter told me, but I kind of forgot. So he made me go through this whole thing like, yeah, well, it's on your paper. And I'm like, I don't know where it is on the paper. It just looks like a lot of information. So I'm looking through and I'm trying to read things. Bro, he made me talk to another recruiter that wasn't my recruiter to get my recruiter to come talk to me so I could get the details I need for the paper. So I get all the way out of line, just get back in line. I get in line again. I talk to the guy and I'm like, hey, I'm a high school lookup because I took the ASVAB in high school my junior and senior year, right? So then after that, I'm also taking a personality test. And that's just like questions they'll ask you, like, are you going to bomb America? Or are you going to save your community's dog that's stuck in a tree or something like that? Like, because you have a good sense for me, Lotness. Broker's Farm for clips, just stay healthy. Like, yo, what's up, goody? Am I tripping or like?
Let me
interpret it.
adjust to what this man just said.
I gotta like turn on. I gotta like
calculate.
I gotta switch my paradigm.
All right, I'm locked in. Like, because you have a good sense for me, Lotness, Brokers Farm for clips. Just stay healthy. Just stay healthy. Like, yo, what's goody? Like, because you have good.
Am I tripping?
I'm not. We're not
understanding.
tripping.
We're not tripping. But
That's not English. That's not English.
Okay,
bro.
I'm reading and I'm trying my best
I think
to
he's
understand.
trying to say is like you have a good sense like clip farming,
Oh, that makes sense.
but like just be good and stay healthy.
yeah.
I think.
Should we just like fake argue? Bro, you built like I didn't get the last word out. You like I said you built like that was my last word
That
right
was
there.
it. The moment I see that eye contact, it was
Bro, the eye
raps.
contact was there.
It just communicated everything I needed to see, man.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
Trailer guy there, bro.
I just want to. All right, so I'm gonna get clip farm. Clip farm is crazy. I'm gonna copyright. Bro, this chair is squeaking way too
You
much.
gotta start clip farming, bro.
I know. That's why like I hell dive.
Not even clip. Like you gotta start posting clips.
I need
Get out
to,
there.
bro. All right,
I'm saying,
so
get out there.
after I get back, bro, I know this is like backtracking, going back to the story, backtracking, going back to the story.
You gotta
Yeah.
shave, bro.
You gotta shave, bro.
I just shaved today.
Oh, really?
Literally today.
Bro, you know what? Talking all that smack about my shaved face, bro. Why don't you get some more glasses up, bro?
What you mean?
Get some.
How about you get a haircut?
How about you tell your brother to stop cutting your hair? You chopped.
I'm not even that chopped.
Chopped.
I'm not even that
cheese.
chopped.
Chopped cheese.
I'd say I'm like a 7 right now, out of my potential.
Chat, rate my boy real quick. What we feeling? Chat, rate my
The
boy.
lighting is not doing me justice. You gotta get my good side.
So get my good side.
I can't take myself serious.
Bro, he said get my good
This
side.
camera is cooking me, bro.
The camera's not cooking you. It's the angle it's at, bro.
I think. I know I'm handsome in real life.
I know.
I'm just not photogenic.
That's
the
fair.
thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm just not photogenic.
That's fair.
It's okay though.
Yo, I'm 17 years old and I snore like 4 buzzsaws according to my sister. That is insane, bro. It's gotta be sometimes, bro. You just gotta like, if you got not sleep.
But your sister probably snore more.
You gotta tell your sister, bro. You snore like Snorlax instead of talking and all that. Like, you gotta have a clap back to the comeback. You know, like you gotta have like
You
she
snore
said
like
something.
like Gengar.
You snore like Gengar. Why'd you say it like that? Gengar. So like, after that whole thing at MEPS, bro, I get back in line after talking to my recruiter, just for the guy to tell me he knows what I'm testing for because it's on the paper at the top. And then proceeds to waste my time. Sends me back.
I mean, that's their job, right?
It is their time. It is literally their job to waste your time, make you upset because they're getting paid to disqualify people. They have to meet a quota, right? They're getting paid regardless, honestly, but they're there to disqualify people from joining the military. Because if you can crack at MEPS, you're cooked. If you can crack at MEPS, they can just send you out. And you won't even go to MEPS for a while. You can get banned. So anyways,
You get banned.
you get banned. Like,
It's called blacklisted, bro.
yo, you literally get like, my bad, I meant, what am I reading? I'm reading hieroglyphics,
you,
bro.
bro.
I'm literally reading
Hold on.
Minecraft hieroglyphic.
What?
What?
It's the same thing as the original, but like patience is a real reality though, bro. Because like I mean, it is.
I'm
true.
reading like
it is true.
I'm literally reading chats of like Logan when we were in like 7th grade talking, bro. This is literally
He's
conversation.
just saying, bro. Get rid of the first part. He's saying patience is reality. Focus on what you can understand, bro. He's saying patience is reality, which is low key true, bro. Because if you have patience, your situation will always come not at your time, but the time that it needed to come. You feel me? On God's time. You feel me? And that's not to say that.
Motherfucker say, I know what your training for is on, and that's the dumbest thing I've heard today. Hey, not like you knew or anything, but I know what you're training for because it's on the paper. Bro, I was so pressed when he said, I know you're coming into test for a specific test because it's on the paper, but because you didn't know and you weren't prepared, I'm sending you back to get the information and come tell me until you know what you're testing for. I was like,
I mean, I low key understand it though, bro.
I get that too, though.
Like, if you're in the military, like wartime, bro, like you gotta know what you come to the general for.
That's like me saying, I know what comes after the number 1, but what do you think? Do you know what comes after number 1?
Nah, bro. I think a better example would be like you in wartime, and your sergeant just told you go tell the general this, right? Like go tell the general we just got bombed, right? On the way there, you forget, but your general got a radio in. It's like we just got bombed in section C-17, but your job was to go to the general and be like, we got bombed in this section, and you forget, and the general's like, I can't trust you no more. You done forgot the most important part. Why are you here? I don't know, general. I forgot. Go back and tell me. You feel me? Like, cause you gotta build that repertoire of trustworthiness. You feel me? Like you can't be wasting people's time. You like, cause when you're on the battlefield, you gotta know what you're doing 24/7. The same way, like, you can't take control of a squadron and not know what your command is. You feel me?
Right.
And then after, like, that's like, for example, bro, like you're a squad leader and you do a mission, and then
I'm hell diving and we're leading the team, right?
and you don't report to Super Earth
And
after
I
you're done. So
exactly.
Super Earth never has that data of like, oh, we cleared this planet.
Oh, another thing, a great information, a great way of putting this. Yeah, you're playing Helldivers and you jump onto the planet and you have a 500 kg in your hand, but you don't tell your boy that you threw the 500 and it's near him and he could get blown up.
Yo, Rodney, bro, like,
I just let it blow up. I'm not gonna lie,
but
bro.
I don't remember what I just did.
That would suck, bro. I did something, but I forgot what I did.
There's something behind you,
And I don't remember what I threw down, but I threw something and I can't remember the name.
I know my stratagem is on cooldown, but I don't remember which one.
Little friends can be the ghost, like really forgets that they will reward you hard struggles, but don't let car hop take the virtue away from yourself. Just focus on the sock hop.
Yo, he's lucky, right?
You know, the way it's being interpreted
I'm gonna break it down.
is giving me
I hit my ankle, bro.
the way it's being interpreted right now is giving me a stroke.
Look,
I know in some way it's making sense, and I just can't like understand the concept of how it's being put.
So he's saying, law friends can be the goals, like really forgets that they will reward you hard struggles, but don't let the car hop take away the virtue away from yourself. Just focus on the sock hop market.
So he's saying like your friends, like
Bro,
they
the translator.
No, look. He's saying that your friends like will really push you sometimes, right?
But then he's saying, don't let it forget.
That those pushing yourself, like they're gonna push you, but it's gonna be hard, right? And also, don't let you forget that you can't hop friend to friend. Sometimes you just need to focus on yourself and not be there for everybody. So that's what he means. Don't forget the car hop, but then don't forget the sock market because you can only wear your own socks. He don't even know what he's talking about, bro. He don't even know what he's talking about.
Oh, I swear I'm reading this and I'm like, yeah, so like my auntie's grandma's brother, sister's grandma's cousin folded the dishes and walked the fish.
I don't understand what he's saying.
Bro, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm trying to break it down for y'all, bro.
I'm trying to understand it.
You gotta understand. He's saying your friends can push you, right? And that pushing will reward you with hard struggles, and that hard struggle makes you a harder person to be.
What's it like,
Right? So, for example, when you're rewarded with hard struggles because your friends are pushing you, you're in a car with them, right? But you can't car hop. You gotta stay in your own place. But when you're in your own place, don't forget to put on your socks because if you don't put on your socks, you will never be prepared for yourself.
What is that, bro? Is this upside down?
It is. It's backwards and upside down. No, it's just upside down and backwards. The first word is upside down. The second letter is upside down and back.
Bro, my respect.
Me neither. Me neither. Lock in, bro.
Why did he get flagged?
Huh?
Where's the intelligence at? I can't see it, bro. I just don't know. So, back to the MEP story though, right? I literally get out of the office. I get this paperwork done. They give me a sticker. It says my name. It says the branch I'm going into. I take the personality test. Do you want to bomb the state of America?
Yes.
The U.S.
Yes, I do.
No, don't say that. That is terrible. Or do you want to save your community from like
A fire.
pollution, fire, right? Something crazy. Something like along the lines of that. So you're taking questions. I had 190 test questions. Just like that. Back to back. And mentally, bro, I cannot imagine people that are working a 9 to 5 back to back on a screen, bro. I could play video games just like that. But when it comes down to paperwork and I'm doing like
My fault. I'm
No.
tripping.
what is that thing? It's like Excel spreadsheets, bro. If I was doing spreadsheets all the time, and no offense to anybody who does,
easy, bro.
it is when you know what you're doing. It is when you're smart. It is when you have the information for it. And if you're not like digging deep for some of this stuff, sometimes it's like you're cooked. But, bro, Avery's like, we know. We know, bro. It's cooked. Bro's trying to nod, bro. Don't even worry, bro. You're chilling. You're chilling. We're doing our best to understand you, and you're obviously trying to spit some wisdom. So, like, it's okay. It's all good.
Lock in.
Rodney feels
Lock
some way about that.
In. You can lock in, bro.
You gotta get in, bro. So, like, as I'm going in, I take these tests. I get myself packed up, and I have to wait in the lobby again, bro. And that lobby was like a 30 to 45-minute wait just for us to go on a shuttle bus, get taken to a hotel. After we get to the hotel, we stand in line. We get brought to a briefing room, which took forever for the guy to actually talk to us because he's over here still finishing up with the other group of people that came in before us, right? So he gave us the little briefing, talked about the hotel, talked about the rules, curfew, what time we're supposed to sleep, what time we're supposed to be up in the morning, things like that, right? After, he came from the Army. Me personally, not a big fan of the Army, but that's just not because I don't like the people in it or anything. It's just I just don't want to be in that branch. Like, I just don't care for the branch like that. Nothing wrong with the branch. I just don't feel for it, right?
Oh my gosh.
Nah, for real though, on God, because like I'm just really trying to communicate with y'all because my first language is French, I heard.
Are you a French thug? Why are you looking at me like that, bro? I seen you on the screen.
Like,
that's a French thug. He said you heard. I've never heard a French person say you
bro,
heard.
I want to say some like
He sound like he's from Chicago.
Chicago.
French Chicago.
French, oh, would have never have guessed at all, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have guessed French if he said like
bonjour, nigga.
bro, oh my
It's
god,
tragic out
that
here,
is
bro.
so crazy.
That's bad.
Nah, so like after that whole thing, bro, we get to the hotel, we're talking in the briefing room, we're waiting for this guy to talk, and he finishes up his story, tells us everything, the details. He's like, do we have any Army in here? Do we have any Army? Nobody raised their hand. Guess what the room was full of though? Marines. Best believe I'm one of them, bro. I'm literally going in. I just have to get some waivers done, bro. So it's like a pain in the butt. Master Yoda, you must speak to... Bro, no way.
50-second ad.
Dog, I'm lowering this TV because there's no way. Why
This is crazy.
I don't know why.
A 50-second unskippable ad.
That is insane.
I've never been hit with that before, bro. Man, boy, you look gorgeous in it. Oh, you gotta clean your camera. Oh my gosh. Clean that. There you go. Yeah, that boy look clean now.
So
I can see
as I was
the.
saying, right? Like, it literally all comes down to literally being patient, bro. Being patient. You're dealing with people that you're uncomfortable because you don't know anybody there unless you plan to go up there with somebody you already knew. But that's like the buddy system. I will obviously had nobody wanting to go into the Marines with me. Rodney definitely would not want to go into the military because like.
I definitely would. I was thinking about it.
But the Marines, bro. The Marines for 3
I
months.
also want to go Navy SEALs, bro.
Navy
I can do it.
SEALs.
I just don't know if I want to do it.
Could do it.
I got the mentality for it. I know I can handle it.
He said, "You heard."
There's a little more back. There you go.
But we could really start
That
vibing
way
on
we
that.
both in here.
I got your breath though. You got to entertain it for a second.
That coffee.
Hold on.
You finna
That
get
coffee.
right.
Oh, you know, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so now I can like lock in on the story though. So I literally get to Mets, hotel, yap session with the guy doing the briefing. No army in the room whatsoever. Flabbergasted is low key so funny though, bro. And then after that, one time, my ad was like a minute, bro. What's up, Pt.1? What's going on? So after I get to the hotel, he's yapping, finishes his yap session, and then what's going on? So then we get through that whole process of the bull crap they have us talking about that night. Best believe I was literally not going to the next break. He's like, yeah, at 8:30 we have a briefing. Make sure you guys be there. Guess what? I stayed in my hotel room because I went down there and it was literally all the stuff that was like talking about, like, when you go to Mets tomorrow, make sure you are butt booty naked and make sure you do not forget to get the baby oil from Diddy. And I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. It's not obviously like that. But, you know, you're up at 4 in the morning for breakfast. You have from 4 a.m. till 4:45 to eat. And then it's closed after that. You have to be ready to be on the shuttle bus in the morning at 5 a.m. From there, you give your pass to the person that's, like, you get to eat breakfast, but you have to give them a ticket for dinner the night before when I got to the hotel. And my boy's back already. Dang, bro, that was a quick poop. And then, bro, I'm sorry. So, like, the next morning, like breakfast, you give them your key to the hotel room. I got partnered with this one kid, right? And he's very important to the story because the next morning, we go to Maps. It's freaking 5 a.m., bro. I am tired because I got like no sleep. I'm in an uncomfortable bed. The pillows feel like it's just full of air, bro. It literally felt like I was sleeping on a pillow that was inflated. That's literally what it felt like. It was just like stupid. But after that whole thing got done, it's a long behind drive to Meps. You cannot, do like the things that my recruiter told me not to do. Listening to loud music. You're good, bro. Listening to loud music the night before going to Meps for your physical is bad because you can fail your hearing test. You are not allowed to watch the unspeakable things on the internet and do the deed due to the fact that it can ruin your, what is it called? It can ruin your drug test because there's too much protein inside of the sample that you're giving, right? And I forgot. Could you look up for me a question when you're done?
What?
If there's too much protein inside of your drug test, why does that, what does that do to your drug test?
Too much protein?
Too much protein.
Steroids?
It's from masturbating.
From masturbating?
Yes, masturbating and peeing into...
I thought masturbating got rid of your testosterone.
That too, it lowers your testosterone, but there's protein in your sample. And I'm not saying or encouraging anybody to do that. I'm just saying, damn, I'm too much of a sleepyhead to be up at 5. I'd be in my bunk snoring. Dog. I was so awake because it's like an alertness, bro. You're up, you're ready, you're gone. Like, if you're not there, bro. And I lost my bus pass after handing the guy my key to my door. And it fell out my pocket because I went upstairs to get my bunkmate and he was slumped, bro. It was like 5 in the morning. I tried knocking on the door 3 times and I literally, like, my ID fell out the thing. And I was like, damn, dude, I'm so cooked. So I went back upstairs after that whole thing went down. And the two kids that are joining the Navy, yeah, it's 2 a.m. for me, it's 2:08. The 2 kids that were upstairs that were actually like joining the Navy came through and were like, yo, is this your bus pass? I'm like, yes, I literally dropped it, whatever, right? Eventually, I get on the bus, we go to Meps. We're all lined up in 3 long-ass lines, bro. These lines are from like Narnia and back. So they're giving you instructions, you get inside. Once you get inside, you get this little like sticker.
I'm cooked.
What?
I love you so much, cuz.
You said that to your girl?
No, it all fixed it, bro.
That's crazy. Military wouldn't work for me. I'll talk in my sleep every time I dream. Well, I'm telling you right now, Avery, your body gets conditioned very quickly to the stressful environment, bro. They will mold you into what they need you to mold into, bro. Like, they will mold you into a soldier. They will mold you into an airman. They will mold you into a Marine. They will mold you into a seaman. They will mold you into a Coast Guard. I don't know what they call their Coast Guards. I think it's like
A National Guard,
I think National Guard is
Coastman.
Coastman. Well, obviously, honestly, that wouldn't be too bad. I don't know.
I think it is Coastman, bro.
Coastman. I don't personally know, but like they mold you to whatever they need to condition you to in the branch that you're in, right? So I think even if you were snoring in your sleep, like your grandma or something, you should be straight. I mean, they'll wake you up real quick. So, anyways, I get to MEPS, and this is when the Diddy party starts. I mean, it literally gets very advanced from here. You get a sticker, right? Pop it on your chest. Boom, name, branch, whatever. Yeah, I know, I'm just saying, the first couple of days would be crazy, lol. I'm used to sleeping deep. I wish I could sleep deep. I can't sleep deep at all, especially after drinking this much coffee, bro. I'm cooked. Bro. Like the smallest drop, bro. So then, like, after you get the sticker with your name on it, they give you a sticker with these, like, side quests you have to do for the physical, right? There's a vision test, a hearing test, a drug test. They do a blood test, or what is it called? Like
Blood sample?
Blood sample, blood test. Like they draw blood from you. There's a height and weight test, and there's a physical, and then there's also a interview. So you have all these things on your list that you're literally getting cooked with, bro. So like, I'm gonna let y'all know real quick, right? Vision test sucked because it looked like the projector was fine, and then you start getting cooked when you start looking at the far-sided like letters. There's a top, bottom, left eye, right eye. You gotta do it on both sides, bro. You close one eye, it gets so blurry so fast, and then you kind of get cooked. I barely passed it and barely got the 20/20 vision, right? The hearing test, cool. Barely passed that because I got the standard hearing loss. I wasn't even listening to music loud, I'll tell you that much. Then I went and I got my weight and height check, right? They weigh you on a scale. I'm wearing my clothes. I weighed in at 201, so they estimated me to be 198. Then I had to go back, strip down to my underwear, re-weigh myself, and I was 198. Pretty much the same thing they estimated me to be, 198.8, right? So I'm like big backed, I'm big bone, my BMI scale is pretty big. So then they taped my neck with like a tape measure and my waist. My neck is like 15 inches, my waist is a little thicker obviously because I'm a big back, right? But, you know, I was just saying, bro has 20/20 vision, question mark? At 17 years old, I weighed in at 160 pounds at 6'1"? Bro, is this like LeBron James?
That's how tall Logan is, bro.
Logan is not 6'1".
Yes, he is.
Lee he's like 5'2", bro.
Fast.
So then, that's actually crazy. I wish I was 6'1". I'm like 5'11" on a good day, but I think I'm like 5'10". With shoes on, it makes me look taller.
5'11", bro. I am 5'11", bro.
It's no way.
Stand up right now, bro.
Okay. Get to work.
Bro, Logan literally measured me. I was 5'11" with a tape measure.
Honestly, bro, I look smaller.
Well, it's at an angle, so they can't see correctly. But I'm taller than you. And you're wearing Jordans.
Take your shoes off. I think you are taller than me. That's crazy.
I might just be 6'4".
I never knew you were that tall, bro.
I be hunched over at work, bro. I be like this, bro. My back be hurting, bro.
Made me feel like I'm short now, bro. You standing up straight now.
People be like, you getting taller. I'm like, no, I'm just
standing up straight.
I have good posture today.
So then, you take that, you get your stuff done. After I get the weigh-in, bro, it became a Diddy party. You have to get into a room a doctor has to physically check you from head to toe to make sure you are physically straight, right? My brother is 6'8", and he's 17, bro. What are they feeding these kids? They are feeding them Flintstone gummies with steroids in it, dude. Trent twins, who? Alright. So then after that, like, they basically had me go into a separate room because they have... Alright, guys, it's been real. That's all in a day's work. Good night, bro. Even a kiss emoji. Good night, brother. So then I literally get into this room, right? I had to, long story short, strip down to my underwear. Check your heart, they check your back, they check your lungs, they check everything like that, right? After they hear you out, you know, they check your ears, your tongue, make sure you can see with your eyes and articulate with your, like, you know, the finger thing, follow my finger, but don't move your head, right? Cool, all right. What's up, Addy? What's up, cuz?
What's up, cuz?
That's my cuz, bro. Wait, no, it's not 6'8", it's 6'11". Gosh, bro. This is an NBA basketball player. It's insane. So then,
as tall as the door.
no, for real, bro. We got Slenderman up in here, bro. 6'11", bro. You gotta go under
I
doors.
don't even know what Slenderman is anymore, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I used to be crazy. If you see some stuff like he's 8 feet tall, I'ma lose. Avery's like, bro, if he's 8 feet tall, I'm losing my crap, bro. I'm like, I'm gonna crash out. If you say something like Slate. Alright, so then, basically, like, you go into the room after you get your weight and height check done, right? The doctor has to evaluate you physically. So you're in the room, you have your clothes on at first, after they check you, do the like regular physical. Why is there a 60-second ad for a single, bro? I'm actually crashing out every time I'm watching a video. That is insane, dude. I can't believe that.
This is not TV, bro.
This is not TV.
This is YouTube,
This
bro.
is YouTube without the telenovelas. Ad personalization is off. You can't even do the thing where you could like
Can't
get
even
off
skip
of it,
it, bro.
No, I know, bro. That's so
actually
chopped.
crazy.
If you, I've seen ads that are like 2 hours. 2 hours
On one
unskippable
video.
ads on what? Hulu, Crunchyroll. It ain't YouTube. If you're on YouTube watching 2+ hour long
Bro, this video is
advertisements,
100 hours long.
I get that every hour, dude. That's so insane. I would never sit for an hour long. Yeah, I just
Maybe sit for
Bro, I literally skipped 10 seconds.
45 seconds.
No, thank you.
And there's another 25 after it.
That's insane.
60 seconds to skip the ad. What?
That's crazy.
What has this
Diabolical.
world come to, bro?
Monetization, making money,
That's crazy.
pushing ads. Look at Twitch. Twitch is like advertisement after advertisement after advertisement, and I can't even watch my own video and still not watch a YouTube ad on a page that I don't even get advertised. I don't make monetization on YouTube. I would love to grow my community. I would love to make good edits. I would love to play games with my own community, make videos with my friends. Bless you. Go to make videos talking about the military, talking about my experience, like how I talked about my experience with wrestling. I can literally get into it anytime. I remember when double ads weren't even a thing. That's what I'm saying. Things were chill.
5-second ads.
5-second ads. Not even a 20-second ad. 3 seconds, boom, that's your showtime. It's literally
85-second ad.
that is insane.
That is a minute
That is
and
insane.
30 seconds.
Bro, I can never. I'm crashing out. I remember when Double Edge were a thing. Yeah, right. It's okay. So after the whole thing, right? Me too, man, bro. So I get into the doctor's room. They do the regular physical on me, and then you have to strip into down to your underwear and do the duck walk. And if you don't know what the duck walk looks like, bro, this is what the duck walk looks like. You literally have to go here, right? You're like here. You have to go heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe, almost like a wrestler with taking a shot. So 5 seconds, I remember. Well, there's probably going to say if you skip the ad, you have a small ding dong, bro. Probably. You skip my ad, you lose the opportunity to win a free person. Wow. Look at the actual quality and structure that was put into this creation, bro. Like, you know, God makes beautiful things. But if you don't watch this ad, you won't win the prize. So, like, Really, you're lost. Look at the handsome man right before you.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Bro, that's how people be tweaking, bro. People be tweaking.
Random person in Britain be like,
Are you recording me? Are you recording? Leave me
Don't
alone.
let me pull out my sword.
it'd be tragic.
Sorry, but y'all fine as heck, bro.
It'd be tragic if I just put my feet on the
There
table
you-
right now.
Please don't. We just got complimented.
How would it say?
That was fine.
Chilling, bro.
I need a haircut.
You do need
The creature is for for sale? No, bro. It's not a creature, it's a creation. of the Lord.
Hey, I'm 5'11", man. I'm not 4'6".
It's taller than me. But like, basically, so
Probably 5'11".
I was basically stripped of my underwear doing duck walks, and then I had to walk backwards on my heels, spread my arms out, articulate my feet like I'm driving a car.
That's a big word.
Articulate is a big word, but
That's
I
a
know how to
big
use
word.
them, right? So, after that, they do the Diddy test on you. So it's literally like, all right, drop your pants, whoosh, drop your underwear, whoosh.
Bend over, spread them.
They grab the huevos,
They grab your ball.
and they gotta check one side, and they turn your head. You gotta turn your head, and you're like, they say cough, cough, right? They do the other side of the same thing, right? Cool.
Did it feel good?
Here, no. And then here's another thing, bro. You gotta do a 180,
Did you
drop
shave?
them to your knees.
Did you shave?
Stop
though?
talking. Stop talking, bro. You gotta drop them
No,
to your
that
knees.
was a bush there, bro.
Stop talking, bro.
That boy was embarrassed.
I'm to creation 2. What you mean creation 2?
I don't like that. It's
Where y'all from? Bro.
Australia, bro. I'm upside
Yeah,
down.
you know,
I'm upside
up in
down.
Australia, you know, we up out there. Now, why did this like a fart, bro? That literally was
I
a
do
curious
like the
thing.
fart.
Hey. Hey. Okay, so then, yeah, you already know what the story's going, right? You do a 180, you drop your underwear to your knees, and they tell you to spread them. Spread them like butter on a sandwich. And I mean, you separate the cheeks. And they gotta make sure
You separated your own cheeks for another man to touch your booty hole.
You didn't touch me, bro. They, on paper, on document, in the briefing, they are not allowed, and nor will they go to touch the anus, nor
What do they do? Just look?
they have to check.
How do they check?
They just look visually. They're not giving you
What if it's
an
brown?
endoscopy. They're not giving you a, oh. Nah, bro, they're not doing all that. How much for both?
Tragic.
Dog, that is so crazy. How much for both? Addy, what you talking about? How much for both, bro? Get out of here. Nah, I just need one house work is everlasting. I just need one house work is everlasting. Yo, work is always lasting, bro. All the time, every day, all day. So then, spread them. He said, all right, you're good to go. And I quickly, I
Yes,
put
sir.
everything on so fast. Belt buckled up, pants tied up, nicked the belt, everything's it. After that, got the hell out of there, bro. My doctor was also gay, so he was like, Sparkles, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to, have you been working out? Oh, what's that scar on your bicep? You work out a lot, don't you? I'm like, yo, it's from, what do you think it's from? He's like, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like, bro, the lighting sucks. I can't even tell, bro. It's like a scar right there, right? If y'all could guess what the scar is from, I would drop.
You gotta start twerking on the table.
I will twerk on the table if y'all guess what I got the scar from. You have 3 guesses. Each person that guesses is 1 guess out of the 3 I'm giving, bro. Y'all got 3
I don't
guesses.
remember what it was, bro. I think you told me for sure.
No!
It was paintball, right?
He freaking guessed it, bro. Dog. No.
I'm gonna let you know I don't know, bro.
No, you gotta,
You gotta twerk on that table, bro.
you gotta turn it around, bro.
You gotta twerk on that table, man. On the camera.
Alright, ready. Come on, exit.
Lock in.
Music up, bro. At least give me something to listen.
Hold on. Let me turn it up. Oh, that boy. Oh, they're missing it.
Hey.
That boy.
Spin.
You gotta do a 360 with it. Uh-huh.
That boy killing that. Not twerking though. You got twerk.
I did twerk.
You twerk for 3 seconds.
I threw it back for a couple seconds.
Threw it for like 3 seconds.
I already threw it back. I'm clipped. I'm chopped. I'm cooked.
100% clipping
Cooked.
100% clipping that. I'm using that too.
Bro, Avery is tripping, bro. Avery said, yo, you guess where?
That's sex.
Read
That's
that.
sex. That hard sex.
It's Oscar Mayer.
I don't know how I'd get a scar in bed from that, but I'd be quite concerned if I'm getting hurt like that.
I'll show you.
I don't want to see nothing. What you mean? I'll show you.
I'll show you how.
Nah, bro, I'm chilling. Low key, we could go get a workout in too. Like, huh? Like a workout?
2:30 in the morning?
Yes.
I'm gonna need another coffee.
You gonna need another coffee?
I'm gonna need another one.
Let's go right now.
I don't feel like getting up though. Just chilling.
All right, so like, that's what I was saying, right? So like, no, bro. Clipped is crazy. I'm putting the stream on unlisted. You're not clipping me, bro. Sorry. Oh, Bakery One. Oh my gosh, I'm cooked. I don't even care. I don't even care, but you know why? You know why? I suck at twerking. Actually, you have the video, right? Can I see it real quick? I can't believe I did that for fun, bro. Wet hamster?
You had to do it.
You know, I know his name and I haven't. Bro, wait. Dang, bro, you suck at recording.
I had to do 2 phones at the same time.
Hey, get it. I'm actually dancing to the beat though.
This beat, not the beat in the video.
I know, it's not even the beat in the video, it's the beat on the screen.
Tragic, bro.
So then, the physical was done. But remember when I mentioned that guy that was in my bunk room, bro? The same kid that slept in the same room as me? Like, we were in 2 separate beds, obviously. But we took the blood test, and he was like right next to me, like just right here. It's his turn to go up. He goes up in the chair, right?
I look so chopped in that.
Don't even worry about it. I just got clipped, bro. I don't want to hear it. Once upon a time, the end. That's how easy the story. No, she sent me, bro. That's my cousin, and she sent me a clip. Oh my god, I'm so proud. Oh my gosh.
And your dad.
Addy, I will never talk to you again if you ever send that to anybody. I don't care. I'm just playing, bro. It's gonna be surfaced somewhere at some point. But okay. The kid that was sleeping in the same room as me the night before, he ended up
passing out, right?
He gets his blood drawn. He's sitting in the chair. He's tweaking out. So they put the needle in. The needle's like that long, bro. I'm not even kidding. It was like maybe that thick, but it was still a long ass needle, bro. So it gets in his arm. He's sitting there tied up. They smack the arm to get the blood flowing. When I was taking my urine sample, we were thinking the guys were like, and the doctor has to watch them pee while they're taking the sample. But on the side note, yo, Addie chill, bro. She said, wanna know what else is long? Yeah, the barbell in the bench room, right? That's what's long. So then, literally, dude, the kid that goes up and that's my bunk mate ends up like doing one of these numbers. Blood starts getting drawn. He's like doing one of those in the chair. He passes out and then continues to spaz out in the chair because he's having a seizure. Or he started seizing, so he just see the doctors had to hold him down. Bro, Avery, you're tripping. That is crazy. So then, bro, this.
Drink more water.
Oh, I know.
Tragic.
Tragic. You know what else is tragic? That my phone's gonna die. Hold on, wait.
Just put your thing behind it.
I gotta do this. Gotta do this real quick. Locked in. Hold on. Gotta charge this mode. Hey, hold on. About to rap though? Nah. Oh. Negative 4 indeed.
Chat, is this real right now?
I gotta turn it this way, bro. That's so good. Bro, that's so bad. What if I do this? I don't know if it cooks my audio though.
How would that cook your audio?
It's at 38%. Can charge. I'd probably put this in. Hold on. Let me cook. So then, putting the phone case on. All right, bro. On this. Boom. Charging. All right. Want to know how long my never-ending bills and child support? Said by Avery. Words of 2025.
That's real.
That is real.
That's real. You know what else is real?
The video I just got put on YouTube? Yeah. Me getting clipped on YouTube? Yeah.
YouTube.
Child support.
That's a nice video, bro.
Oh, no. Let's see this real quick. I'm just lower it a little bit. Someone got copyrighted.
1000% already copyrighted.
Yeah, probably.
Besides, you're not making any money from it.
No, it don't even matter.
They
So,
can't copyright you.
I'll just unplug this. So then, like, why is this still going off? So then, no, Addy, you better chill, bro. You better chill out, bro. Don't wait too much. Clip me. Everybody got ready for that. The host, everybody who was watching got ready, bro. I know I got clipped and I'm on someone's Discord page already and it's getting put in the chat.
1000%.
1000%. Oh my God, what's his name, dude? I'm trying to remember his name.
What?
Wet Hamster. I went to school with him in middle school. Keith.
What?
Keith, that's his name, bro. You're cooked.
What?
Actually, I'm cooked.
What are you even talking about?
Cause it's him, Chase, Liam possibly, cause Liam knows a lot.
About what?
John was another guy. This is a Discord server full of guys that I used to go to school with. And then Lawson, bro. Oh, and probably Tori too. Damn, I just named the whole clique. Everybody's cooked.
From
Got
ninth grade?
clipped shaking that fat. The flat butt, bro. Never mind. I meant flat. He got a fatty trust, bro. I'm not, bro.